Shalom and good day all, this is Healing29 back again for another DC comic review covering the 5th week of December in 2021, and for this review I'll be covering DeathStroke Inc. issue 4, followed by issue 4 of Aquaman the Becoming, which follows the character of Jackson Hyde, Aqualad. So first things first, the first one that I'll be reviewing will be DeathStroke Inc. So starting off with the cover, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to anything that is happening inside of the story? Sure enough it does, to which I gave the cover rating a 7 out of 10. I will now show the internal art around the beginning, middle and of course the end, to which you'll get to see some of the parts that take place in the story, and finally cover the art rating. Starting off with some of the art around the beginning, and as you can see here, even though this isn't the first page, this is the next page, and we do actually get to see some things in the story, and we've got Black Canary and DeathStroke, and they're at Trust headquarters. I'll now move to some art around the middle. As we start to move to some of the art around the middle, we get to see some of the characters that are connected to the Legion of Doom. Of course, we've got Gorilla Grodd there, plus a couple of others, including someone she knows who has died by the name of Julieta. And last but not least, to move towards the end. And this is some of the art around the end. And of course we've got a person known as Dr. Destiny present, and also Prometheus and a couple of others. For the internal art, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move on to the story rating. Did this have any previous comic references that might be important to the story? No, it didn't. Did we get time? Yes, we did. As you can saw, we got long ago and also someday. It would be nice to see DC Comics and others fix that up a bit, just to make it sound a little bit more better. Like, is it 9 a.m, 10 a.m, 11 a.m, or is it in the afternoon? Like, give the readers a better idea time-wise as to when it's taking place. Locations, of course we've got the Trust headquarters and another headquarters there. The cast of characters consisting of Black Canary, DeathStroke, and she was talking to Oracle. We also got to see Cheetah in the story, along with Libra, who is also Julieta, who we find out that she ends up dying. We of course had the Legion of Doom, and last but not least, Dr. Destiny and Prometheus. The overall story for its rating is going to be, it was going to be a 6.5, but after having a relook again, I am going to give it a 7 out of 10 instead of a 6.5 as what I originally planned, because I actually missed something first time around. I'll now move into reviewing Aquaman the Becoming. So jumping right into Aquaman the Becoming, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? Not quite, but I do actually enjoy the cover for this, to which I gave the cover a 7 out of 10. And it does give you an idea, somewhat metaphorically, as to what is rising up in the waters in the world of Zebul in Atlantis. I'll now show you some art around the beginning, middle and end of the story, to which I'll then rate then give the rating for. This is some of the art around the beginning, and I must admit it's pretty incredible. And this is linking to Jackson Hyde going into the eastern part of Atlantis, or the eastern border of Atlantis, and learning some of the things that are happening there. Now, this is some of the art around the middle of the story, and this takes place in an area called The Constant. And actually, before I do move towards the end, I want to show you something that really grabs my attention. Alright, this is connected to the area of The Constant. And as you can see here, there's quite a number of symbols here, including some that almost look like figures, plus other things as well. Almost as if some of them represent some tribes under sort of like an underground star system. But I'm also wondering, providing that they deliver a good delivery in regards to the omniverse, linearverse, if this stuff might actually come into play later. Not all of it, but some of it, because of the way it actually stands out in the story. Alright, I'll now move towards the end. And here we go, up towards the end, where Jackson is talking with a character by the name of Mika. Of course, we've got the character of Lucia there. Plus Delilah. And yes, he does get called Aqualad in this story. He doesn't get called Aquaman, but he does get called Aqualad. So for the internal art, I gave this a rating of 7 out of 10. I'll now move towards the story rating. Did it have any comic references to any previous issues? No, it didn't, or even issues before this. Not at all. Time, not even covered. It was paying a lot of attention as to what was happening with Jackson Hyde in the story. About the key locations that were pointed out were the eastern border of Atlantis, in Atlantis itself, and the area called The Constant, which I really quite like and as before stood out. In this story, Jackson also learns some new things in regards to his clan, also in relation to the Zebel history, of like some of the things that have been happening whilst he has been away, serving under Mira and Arthur. But overall, I gave the story rating a 6.5 out of 10. And until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.